Good morning. Well,
I'm back. I feel real good about myself, you know what I mean?
so we had a wonderful vacation. We were in New Smyrna Beach for about a week, a little over a week. Had a wonderful time. Beach towns, I mean, to me, I know a lot of people aren't into them, but beach towns to me are like the best towns. Key West is a beautiful city. Old Key West is gorgeous. Duval Street is my jam. I don't even drink a lot, and it's just wonderful to go down Duval Street and just see all of that glorious Key Westness. And then the tropical flowers that are down there. Holy cow. Just gorgeous birds of paradise and hibiscus everywhere. It's just gorgeous. It's a beautiful place. But anyway, we were in New Smyrna, which is not as tropical, but still pretty warm. And the beach was just white sand and beautiful, no rocks anywhere. That's the only downside to Key West is they have one sandy beach. The other beaches are kind of rocky, if you'd even call them beaches. I know the one beach we tried to go to, there was just like rock everywhere, and it was incredibly hard to, even in the water, to go barefoot. So that was a kind of a bummer. And one of the reasons why we really don't go back that often as much as I would want to. But anyway, New Smyrna, beautiful, beautiful beaches, the whole stretch of beach. You can drive on the beach up to a certain point. It was just a wonderful time. We had 2 long beach days. It's the vacation that we kind of needed after. I know he needed it because, you know, he loves the beach and he just wants to sit and be at the beach. And that's something that he hasn't been able to do for a minute. And I needed it because of the past couple of months, just to not think about any of that for a week and a half was magic. And it has put me in a better place, I think. Something else has put me in a better place. New Smyrna. Oh my gosh. New Smyrna has coffee roasters. Holy crap. I walked into the Island Roasters Coffee Company. CoffeeNSB.com. This is a Peruvian. It's got notes of cocoa and almond, which just, wow, amazing. You walk in, the coffee roasting area is on the right side. They were mixing beans. They were heating them up. It was just the coolest thing to sit there and watch. I should have taken pictures, but the way I work, because our generation, I know a lot of people have adopted it better than I have, but our generation, born in 1976, our generation is more of a take in everything and then remember to get the camera out, because there was a whole period of time where we were vacationing and it was just Kodachrome. You know, it was either an instant camera or it was your own little box camera that you force-fed film in, and you hope you got it in there right. And you know, that was a mess. But yeah, so it was look at everything first, take pictures later. And that's how I am. You know, I went out on the beach, loved the beach, enjoyed the beach, came back, got my setup, and then went out on the beach and did that whole coffee thing, which was a lot of fun. Challenging. It wasn't that big of a deal, but it kind of was. I'd never done that before, and I was very anxious to do it. And when everybody's like, hey, we're splitting up for the day, Matt took his dad golfing, and I'm like, I'm just going to stay in the house. And I stayed in the house, and I made that video. And it was cool. I loved it. I'd never made coffee on the beach. Plan to do it again. Definitely going to do it again, because it was just so much. It was such a mess and fun and whatnot. And I chose to sat in the damn waves, which was kind of dumb, but not. And so I had to hold on to the bag of my stuff because I didn't want it to go away. I had to keep my shoes on because the water was coming up, and that water will just grab anything and take it with it. And it was just a whole thing of remembering how to do this, that, and the other. So we went here. We found this place. And we went there. I had an iced coffee. The iced coffee was delicious. It made me very hopeful. Ooh, that's just wonderful. I love it. That's great. Creamy notes of cocoa and almond. Gosh, sounds great. Hello, Indy. I agree completely. Where are we at? Ooh, we're almost there. So let's get this started. Oh, I need my scale, don't I? Oh dear, I'm all out of sorts. Scale on. We're gonna do 30 grams of coffee to 500 grams of water, because that is what I want. 30 grams. Oops, they're escaping. They like to run away. They don't want to be chopped up. I don't blame them. Oop. 31 grams. That's pretty good. I like that. Okay. Water sounds like it's done. Peruvian. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty close. A little bit further. All right. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to do something I've been meaning to do, but always have forgotten. I'm going to put a little bit of water just a little bit, a little spritz. That hopefully will keep the static down. We'll see if that works or not. Okay, and then we'll get that here in a second. Okay, that's hot, that'll stay hot. Okay, all right, let's get this started. All right, we're gonna talk about how dramatic that is. Look at that, there's nothing on the sides. That water did exactly what it should have done. There is nothing on the sides. There's no static at all. That is absolutely fantastic. All right, I will try to remember to do that from now on. Okay, water's hot. So let's get our paper filter on. That's amazing. No chaff at all. Just because I put a couple of drips of water in there. Fantastic. Look at that. I just need to start doing. 31 grams of coffee in. Awesome. Get to the water. We're gonna put about 100 grams in to get everything wet so it can start doing its thing. $99 grams, all right. This, of course, gets the coffee working. All of the gas bubbles out, and the coffee starts pulling water into itself and then passing it down through. I didn't start the timer like an idiot. Oh well. Let's see, we'll go for another 10 seconds here. Yeah, it was just such a wonderful time. I recommend it. I mean, oh, we're gonna go for about 200 here, by the way, I'm sorry. There we go, 201. Okay, and we're gonna put 500 in total. But yeah, it was just such a wonderful time. I know people like to go to those amusement parks, and we kind of did. We went to Disney Springs, which I love Disney Springs. It's just such a beautiful place. Used to be called Downtown Disney for those that haven't been there in a while. But it used to be Downtown Disney. They've called it Disney Springs because, I don't know, they want to be fancy or something. But, I mean, Downtown Disney. Which sounds better, Downtown Disney or Disney Springs? Disney Springs sound more magical? Or does Downtown Disney... I mean, Downtown Disney describes it better, I think. I mean, it is basically just a mall. A nice outdoor mall. And it is. It's really nice. 500 grams? Who'd have thought? Take you off here. Because we don't need you anymore. Put you on here. Swirl you around a little bit. It smells really nice. So this is the Peruvian. As I stated before, notes of cocoa and almond. And since I love both of those things, this will be a joy. What's really strange, though, is that there is no created date. But so we went into the store, and it's a nice store. They had, like I said, they had the roasters on the right-hand side. It was all in the barrel. It was all doing what it needed to do. It was absolutely fascinating to watch. And then They had the baristas up front making coffee drinks, and then just a big selection of coffee, light to espresso. And this is a medium, by the way. I like mediums. Lights are good too, but I like mediums most, if I have a choice. So it was just wall-to-wall coffee. And I'm sitting there with my 2 bags, because I bought 2 bags. We'll do the second one tomorrow. I wanted to get through this one today because I thought that the cocoa and almond, I mean, who can't love that? And the tomorrow will be a surprise. But it's also a medium roast, by the way. But yeah, so it's so you walk in, and I had my 2 pounds, and they're 1 pound bags. So I have my 2 pounds of coffee, one in each hand. And this guy comes in, looked like he'd been going there for years. Picks up the 5 pound bag of dark roast, and is just holding it. And it just like he knew exactly what he wanted. He knew where it was. He just picked it up, grabbed it, went to the other cashier, said, "Hi, Grace. Hi, Bob. How you doing? I'm great, Grace. Have another 5 pound bag day." Oh, she's like, "Oh gosh, you're going to kill yourself." And he paid for it. And he left. And it was just one of those interactions that was just so fascinating, because it's like it seems like the guy had been going there for decades, doing the exact same thing, like once a week. Once a week, he'd go pick up his 5 pound bag and take it home, and then go through it somehow. And you can do that if you have a drip coffee maker. You can just grind up a bunch of beans and just do drip coffee all day, and then throw the beans away when you're done. Some people reuse beans, which is fine and interesting. I don't think I would, but that's just me. Habit. Okay, and we're done with you. Thank you, Mr. Scale. You are so incredibly helpful. You really are. I'm really glad I bought you. You were a wonderful purchase. And here we are. Our Peruvian, creamy with notes of cocoa and almond in a medium roast. And ooh, what a pretty color. Oh, what a delightful smell. I do get an amaretto hit when I smell that. That was fascinating. There's an amaretto hit. Woo! I mean, it's not going to be amaretto, but amaretto is an almond kind of liqueur, I do believe. So almond and cocoa. That's a really pretty color on that. Yeah. There is definitely an almond hit. Oh, boy. Okay. And it's really funny because I do these, and then I tell you what I'm tasting, and I realize you have to take my word on. Oh, is that really what he tasted? And it's a weird dichotomy when it's like you have to rely on me saying, yes, this tastes like that. And it's like you have to think to yourself, what would that taste like in my head? And it's really hard to do. Which is why I highly recommend you going to coffeeNSB.com for Island Roasters Coffee Company in New Smyrna Beach. Either if you're down there in Florida, it's over there on the coast. It's very easy to find. It's actually got a really nice parking lot, as opposed to everything else around. When you get closer to the beach, it's mainly Flagler Avenue is mostly on-street parking, which is nice. They have carved out parking spaces, so you're not parking too close to the road, and you can get two-way traffic down fairly easily. But it's finding a parking spot on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, even a Sunday night, crazy. But Island Roasters has a really nice parking lot. Back to this. Like I said, I know it's weird. It is a weird thing, but every time you watch a cooking show, you have to think that they must be thinking the same thing. I've made this, I've tasted this. This tastes wonderful. How do I convey to you that what I have done is not only correct, but tastes great, and it's something that you should do? And I try to convey that, but in the same time, in the back of my head, I'm like, this is really weird. But, there's definitely a nice cocoa hit. You definitely get the little bit of bitterness from the cocoa, which is what you want, because it's a medium roast. You don't want too much acidity in your medium roast. That would be a light roast. But yeah, but the almonds, there's definitely a nice almond presence. All of these words are dumb. All of these words are really dumb, but I'm just trying to convey, it's coffee, but you get it. When you taste it, you just get it. God, and it's so smooth. It's just a nice, smooth, creamy coffee flavor that's got that nice little almond hit, especially if you take it in, if you smell it. It's just a crazy, just a hint of almonds. And it's not like, there's nothing in this other than coffee. It's 100% coffee. So it's just the way it's roasted. It's Peruvian, so it's where it's come from. It's a lot of different factors that go into what makes this taste like it does. And this is very different from the Crimson coffee that I bought, from the one that I bought downtown. It's just a completely different flavor because of where it was roasted, how it was roasted, and where the beans came from. So, and if you do these things like back to back to back, day after day after day, you start getting those differences. And it is so different, and it is so delicious, and it's just so great because you got the coffee, and then you get this nice little almond kick on one side of your tongue, and then you get the cocoa. It's because it's a little bit of bitterness, and you want that bitterness. And don't associate bitterness with bad. Associate bitterness with a flavor type. So it's just like don't associate acidity as bad. Associate with a flavor type. And it's really hard to get out of the mindset, ooh, it's bitter, I don't want that. Well, no, maybe you do want bitter. You just don't know until you try, especially in coffee. And you don't realize that you've been drinking bitter, for years now until someone points it out. Coffee is a little bitter, and that's a good thing. But yeah, so this is great. Island Roasters coffee, Peruvian. It's all of it. It's all of that. And it is absolutely wonderful. And the one I'll have tomorrow will be a lot of fun too. I'm very excited for it. But until then, and I'll try to think up some more stuff that happened on the trip tomorrow. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Highly recommended. Go on coffeensb.com, order a bag. If you, $15, I think. I think with my coffee, I bought 2 bags and then bought a small iced coffee, and it was around $35, $36. So $15 for a bag, a pound bag. I think that's really good, especially with how wonderful this tastes. And I'm sure it mixes well. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. We'll continue on tomorrow, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.